I'm totally freaking out. I had to get out of the kitchen. I've been left with the tidying up. My dad's just on the phone and all the food is just there, and I'm really just freaking out. I'm trying to listen to some Alan Watts. I can't concentrate. This isn't like the depression, this is just the anxiety, which I think does lead to me staying in bed when I can't see the point of getting up, because I just feel like I'm constantly fighting. And this is when someone would say either take a walk or just take it bit by bit. Taking it bit by bit would be just slowly tidying up, because that's what you have to do right now. I just feel like I'm constantly trying to gain the reins. I don't have them. What's really interesting is hearing how different I sound at different times after different interactions. And sometimes I'll have a lot to say, and sometimes it will just be a burst of something like this. But really all I have to do is just name that I'm freaking out, I guess. And the weirdness of being able to just be like, I'm fine, and then internally being like, oh my god, I'm not fucking fine. But then I am, because I am. But what's real? The food is good. Make breakfast with your family. Don't worry about having a bit of cookie, bit of extra bread. It's not the end of the world. In terms of getting into exercise, it still is just scaring me, but I can recognise that. And the drawing's a nice addition, and amping my brain up to a level of writing again might take some time. But the other thing is, like, Dad asked me at lunch if my phone call made me feel inspired, and it did just make me kind of realise how different the state of mind I'm in is now, because inspiration isn't something that I've lacked somewhere until now in this way. And the fact that I'm lacking inspiration is like a sign that there's something going on right now, and instead of trying to force it out, I think just doing whatever I have to do, or doing something to try and keep my mind just in this calm-ish state. Is the best way forward. Calm-ish. And that video I recorded yesterday, the black dog one, I know I should listen back to it. I'm kind of curious to listen back to it. But it doesn't feel like this is the black dog. It feels like this is a slightly paranoid, anxious energy, and it doesn't make much sense to talk to my future self when I am feeling bad. But I'm just trying to imagine a person that isn't like this. My dad was telling me at breakfast about the family and about like the rags to riches, back to rags of 3 generations, and how the story goes that someone starts off hardworking and a pioneer and builds up a company, and then the next generation can turn it into something more. And then there's the generation that just kind of live off it and enjoy the riches, and then their kids don't have the skills to create, but also can't sustain the work and basically just live off like the rest until there's nothing left, and then go back to rags. And I feel like that's where I am. Like, I've been brought up with a lot, but I don't feel I have those tools. Sometimes I think I do, and then I don't. I don't think I'm very good at perspiration, even though I have the inspiration. And yeah, it's just weird to think maybe it's written already. That sounds like a self-fulfilling prophecy, I know that. I'm just kind of saying that there's these stories that are archetypes and in the human mind, and one of them seems to be rags to riches, back to rags, and the other seems to be the hero's journey home. And maybe one of my many unfinished ideas is like a modern rendition of those stories, because the hero's journey home is actually like, the whole idea is you can journey the whole world, and actually it's nothing like the journey to exploring like your inner world. So the whole journey away becomes a bit of a metaphor. And with the rags to riches, the fact that it kind of does in real life go back to rags, or at least repeat in a more cyclical way than you see in a story which has an end, and it just goes on and on and on. And I relate to that guy in the Reasons to Stay Alive book about fearing going mad. I'm going mad, I'm going mad. Just being by yourself and fearing. I'm going mad. I relate to that. And I still don't know how to describe this sort of narrative with confidence that it's the right thing to do, because I think I need to better understand what madness is, and what success is, I guess. The word productive means to produce things, to be something which manufactures or makes products, and that clearly is something that's very important to today. But I'm just producing words, and I've never had such a foggy mind. I've never had so much fog up in my head. But the good thing is, I think, if I am comfortable turning to vlogging, even though there's always a moment before I do it where I feel uncomfortable, it is somewhere that I can always turn. Like, it is reliable, and I am being open about it as a way to maybe try and connect to the people in my real life in a slightly different way as well. It shows another side. So I hope that there is something good that comes out of this. And I don't know what I mean by good anymore, and I don't know what I mean by productive or successful. And I don't know why my face keeps going red. It's just a funny day. Anyway, I ought to go help my dad with the tidying. And I'll check in later. Peace.